just to talk a little bit more on your work in Cameroon, you were also hearing from people some firsthand accounts of some really serious stuff that had been going on, right? What were you learning from like the villagers, and what were they telling you about whether they had reported this before and been listened to?
Yeah, it just seemed like every village we went to, everyone had a story they wanted to tell. And we tried, there had been some complaints filed by an advocacy group on behalf. We had read complaints filed by an advocacy group, but obviously, we needed to go and talk to those people themselves directly to see if they matched up with what we had read. And it was really, really shocking to just hear firsthand what these people said that they had experienced, and how they would say, we never see anyone from WWF. We would tell them, well, why didn't you use the complaint system they say they have? And they would say, what complaint system? There was just they said there was a total lack of outreach, and they really felt completely abandoned and lost and scared. And just going village after village and hearing these same stories of both historic and more recent abuse was really harrowing. I don't know, Tom, if you want to add.
Yeah, I mean, I think the case that really stood out for us was there was a case where a young boy had been tortured in front of his parents. That rangers believed that they knew about poaching, not even that they had necessarily been involved. And they thought the best way to elicit information from the mum and dad was to torture the kid in front of them. So what they do is they whip them with the blunt ends of the machetes, so across the back and on the soles of the feet. And through the advocacy group, this family had made a complaint, but the charity had never gone to meet the family to hear the circumstances of it. I'll always, actually, it's one of the interviews in my career that really sticks out, because this young man, he looked really deeply traumatized. He was a really young kid, and it kind of really, I don't know, it really stuck with me. It was really kind of quite an uncomfortable account to hear. So, and that became a central part of our reporting, that, these complaints were being made, but there was no follow-up on them. And normally it's incumbent on organizations, when, you think about an allegation that a child was tortured by one of your partners, you would investigate, that you'll go and find out what had happened, and that hadn't been the case.
And I just want to add there that it wasn't just that WWF had a complaint mechanism that wasn't working, that they themselves had commissioned reports by human rights investigators repeatedly to go interview people and talk to them. And they knew that these allegations of torture and rape and sometimes murder were a problem. So it's not like Tom and I were brought this to their attention, which that really stuck with me, kind of the institutional angle, that, it would be bad enough, and in my opinion, if Tom and I were the first people who had said, maybe you have to go speak with these communities, but we were not the first. And but it took until our reporting, which couldn't be ignored, for there to be more action. And I think that's important to remember.